Guys, what's up? Welcome to Serial at Midnight. My name is Heath, and it's movie time at the Dollar Tree again. I know a lot of movie-themed YouTube channels go to Dollar Tree when they have these big releases, these big sales on movies, and they film their experience, and then they come back and show you their haul, and I usually just sit those out. First and foremost, because of all the Dollar Trees in my area, most of them have jack squat. Also because there's so much in the collection, I have such a backlog, as you know, that the idea of accumulating more without having seen what I have, it just feels kind of daunting. But it is that quest for the deal, the art of the bargain, the art of the deal that keeps us going. And I have to say, I started to hear some really good reports coming out of the Dollar Tree hauls. This time I started to see what some of you guys were finding out there, and I thought, hey, what the hey? What the hey? Let's go see what's out there. So as you saw in the thumbnail, this is my yield. And it represents 6 trips to the Dollar Tree over the course of 3, not just one Dollar Tree, that would be sad, but 6 different Dollar Tree visits over the course of 3 days. So I know that a lot of these you've probably seen in other people's videos, but it's always the regional stuff that maybe didn't show up at some stores that's what makes it kind of interesting for me. So without further ado, here is my Dollar Tree movie haul. We're starting off with The Wild Wild West, not that Will Smith movie that was based on a classic television show. You guys know that Will Smith movie is based on a 60s TV show. That's much better than the show. The show is much better than the Will Smith movie. Anyway, this comes from the good folks at the BBC talking about The Wild West. I don't know about the BBC doing a Western set series. I guess it's kind of like an educational series about like the gunfight at the OK Corral. The whole Wyatt Earp legend. Haven't touched any of these yet, so we will see. But I don't know, $1, you guys. It is 150 minutes, so that is definitely a bargain. Everything is still sealed. I have not cracked open anything. There's these stickers back here that I hope they don't tear when I try to take them off of the cardboard here. You hear the rattling? All right, number 2, Copper Season 1. It's not Jason Statham. In 1864, he was New York's finest. Copper Season 1. That's right, mate. Unique, powerful, exciting. That's right. We're going to solve some crime, son. Again, I apologize to everyone in the UK. The entire season of the BBC's Copper. I never saw this show. I wanted to see this show because it's my kind of jam. It's a kind of like a Jack the Ripper era crime series from the BBC. So, okay, I won't do that anymore. I'm sorry. The next one is also from the BBC. Nope, see, didn't do it. It is called SSGB, Sam Riley, Kate Bosworth. This is another one of those, is this a series? Does it say it's series 1? It doesn't say, but it's a 3 Blu-ray set, and it's kind of a Cold War espionage thriller. So that is right up my alley, you guys. You know how we do. You know the kind of all the noir that I talk about, all the 60s awesomeness. That sounds like it fits right in there. I grabbed The Judge with Robert Downey Jr. and Robert Duvall, 2 fantastic actors. I miss Robert Downey Jr. outside of blockbuster movies. He seems to be in a very blockbuster phase right now, but once he was a humble actor. And this is interesting because this is another courtroom movie. He kind of started out in a courtroom movie earlier in his career, opposite of James Woods. There's a review for that movie at serialatmidnight.com. I'll probably put a link in the description of this video. But this is kind of like circling back to some interesting territory here. Billy Bob Thornton's in this as well. I remember when this came to the theater and I was like, could be interesting, but I did not go because at the time I did not have the AMC A-list. If I had the AMC A-list when this came out, I absolutely would have seen it because I dig some Robert Downey Jr. And my favorite Robert Downey Jr. movie, by the way, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, blows away I think just about everything else he's ever done, including his Marvel work. I'm sorry, I love the Marvel work, but Kiss Kiss Bang Bang is fantastic. Okay, I picked up, this was a real gamble. I kind of only got this because I wanted I wanted to justify the trip. But it's Hot Pursuit with Reese Witherspoon and Sofia Vergara, who I don't know that I've ever seen. I guess I've seen a few episodes of Modern Family. I'm not a big fan of that show. I've seen a few. But I don't know that I've seen her act in anything outside of this. I do like Reese Witherspoon. She's one of America's treasures, I suppose. One of America's sweethearts. So we love Reese. So I don't know. This was a buck, and could be good. It's got. I was looking for supporting cast. There's really nobody else in here to talk to you guys about. So we'll see. We'll see. Next on the list is Focus with Will Smith and Margot Robbie. That's the reason to watch this. I like Will Smith. I'm kind of back on the Will Smith bandwagon after Aladdin. Suicide Squad, while I did not love Suicide Squad, it was enough of the Will Smith that I've missed, that I grew up watching, the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air Will Smith. And so when Suicide Squad came back, I was like, well, I haven't seen that guy in a while. And then Aladdin is more of the same thing. And now I'm kind of back on the Will Smith bandwagon. He seems to have maybe... he's not as I make art, I guess he's a little pretentious, maybe. I don't know. But then I didn't watch Gemini Man because it looked a little bit, it did not appeal to me, so I didn't go see Gemini Man. Anyway, Focus. Have you guys seen this? And if so, what do you think? Looks like it also has, is that Orlando Bloom? Let me just make sure. They don't mention Orlando Bloom in the cast credits, but this sure does look like Orlando Bloom, right? Legolas! And my bow. Anyway, should be good, just because it's got, talented people in it. Now so grab this. This is the Captain America double feature. I already own this. Here's the thing. I already own this. I did not pay $1 for it the first time around, so I figured... if we're living in a world where Shout Factory DVDs of Marvel superhero adaptations from the 70s starring Reb Brown. This is Reb Brown, right? Yes, from The Hunter with the Future. And Christopher Lee of aforementioned Lord of the Rings, Legolas. Then I'm going to buy another copy just so I have a safety. And then if something ever, 20 years from now, 30 years from now, if something ever happens to my original copy of this double feature, I got backup for $1. We're living in what a wonderful time to be alive, you guys. To be a fan of media, home entertainment, stuff like this. Are these movies on Netflix? I ask you. If they are, point made. But if they're not, are these movies on Netflix? What a world we live in. Gratitude. Okay, here we're getting into some of the stuff that I haven't seen a whole lot of people talking about. Now, I haven't scoured every Dollar Tree video on the internet from this go-round, but I don't think I've seen anyone talk... whatever, maybe they have. The Smurfs Season 1, Volume 1. Now, those of you who have a long history with this channel will remember that Heath was not allowed to watch the Smurfs when he was a kid because of this guy, and because of a particular pentagram dance that some parents saw in an episode and said, nay, Satan will not take my child. So Smurfs was kind of off limits to me when I was a kid, and it's still to this day. I've only seen a handful of episodes. Probably have missed the boat on Smurfs. I don't know that you can go back to Smurfs when you're an adult. I don't know. But we're going to find out, you guys, because this was $1. This comes from Warner Brothers. I'm guessing we've got a flipper disc in here. I just suspect these sets, these very thin sets, usually operate on flipper discs, which I have problems with. They have a tendency to fail, to not be read in playing devices. So we will see, but I don't know. It was $1. So I thought I would grab it. I also grabbed Solman, a movie that I've also never seen, but that seems right up my alley, right? So these guys, Samuel L. Jackson and Bernie Mac, and I said Bernie Mac like Burning Man. Bernie Mac. They partied at Bernie Mac. And it's about like some soul singers from the 60s who had hits, and then they're kind of going back out on the road. And you guys know, like, I love 60s music, and I'm a big soul music fan, Motown, stuff like that. We talk about all the record pickups and things like that. So this seems kind of like it was custom made for me. Samuel L. Jackson. Goodness. Is it rated R? Does he get to say... Oh yeah, it's rated R for pervasive language. So I guess that's gonna be Sam Jackson doing that thing he do. Anyway, have you guys seen this? What do you think about it? Next, I grabbed Love Ranch, which I gotta be honest with you, also never even heard of. It's so interesting where they pull some of these from, because they seem to have been movies that, some of them are successful, some of them we've obviously heard of, and then some of them seem like they just kind of have fallen off the face of the earth. This is a 2010 movie directed by Taylor Hackford, who I know he made like quite a few movies in the 90s. I'm not going to name movies because I'll get something wrong. But you guys, this has freaking Joe Pesci and Helen Mirren in this movie about, I guess it's about, like, it's the Nevada's first legal, and then there's a sticker over it, but I'm going to say prostitute house of prostitution. And seriously, never heard of this movie, know nothing about it. It's got a ton of special features and audio commentary, an introduction by the director and Helen Mirren. I can also tell you Gina Gershon is in this movie. Bryan Cranston is in this movie. Taryn Manning from Orange is the New Black. What the heck? $1. So, Reno, the big fan of like casino and underbelly of the entertainment industry kind of movies. All right, we're almost done. Second from last, I grabbed All Cheerleaders Die from director Lucky McKee. I've seen this. It was a long time ago, and I got to be honest with you guys. I didn't love it when I watched it the first time, but I think it's time to maybe revisit it. And for $1, now it's on the shelf forever. And as I say, sometimes you guys are like, well, what if you don't like it, or if you don't love it, if you don't remember liking it, why did you buy it? And that's because the experience has equity. I'm going to pay for Netflix to watch something. Now I paid $1 for this, and I have equity. And if I so decide that I do not like it and I want to pass it on to one of you guys, hey, I know thousands of people that might be interested in this movie if I don't like it. So it could go up on our eBay store whenever we're working on an eBay store behind the scenes. There are equity. Your purchases have equity. They have value. When I say they have equity, I mean it's not like you've bought something that has just vanished into thin air. You have a physical relic that you can then sell, trade, gift. So your purchases come with equity, and for $1, it doesn't get much better than that. The very last thing that I bought is this curiosity called The Blue Realm. Join me in The Blue Realm with my friend Legolas. It's The Blue Realm, the complete series. This comes from RLJ Entertainment, and it is essentially a lot of underwater documentary footage. I thought that it would be very relaxing and cool to put on. I wish this was Blu-ray because this is not going to be HD, and it's very specific that somewhere on here it says that it was shot in HD. Well, it's not on HD medium, so that doesn't really help. Doesn't really help us, does it, guy? But I don't know. It's got, let's see, 39 episodes of the series Undersea Explorer, which is, I don't know. I've never seen that. And then the complete series, 13 one-hour episodes of The Blue Realm. All in all, it is, do we have a running time? Over 30 hours. It's over 30 hours of undersea, magic. 24-page booklet, and I don't know. We'll see. Speaking of undersea, keep your eyes peeled to Serial at Midnight, because we're just about to post a written review of Warner Archives Blu-ray of Underwater. Not the new Underwater movie with Kristen Stewart, but the 1955 movie Underwater starring Jane Russell. Anyway, I enjoy stuff like this, so we'll see. If it's a bust, it's $1. So, guys, that is the Dollar Tree haul. There are a couple of things that I did not find that, because sometimes in our mail videos, one of our friends, Art, finds things for us and sends them to us. And I know I've got the Sinbad, I think it's a BBC series, the Sinbad series of Sinbad from the BBC, series 1, I think it is, coming from him. A few other things, I believe. So this is not everything, but it's most of everything. Are you guys finding anything at the Dollar Tree? Did you get out? You know what? I should also mention that Tom, aka The Creature, the author of the Creature columns at SerialAtMidnight.com, just wrote up a movie called Kill List that he found at Dollar Tree, and said it was disturbing, it was violent, that it was incredibly satisfying. So head over to SerialAtMidnight.com for that too. Dollar Tree has turned into one of the biggest resources for this kind of thing. You know, I used to do these Big Lots videos. A lot of the stuff that used to go to Big Lots seems to be showing up at Dollar Tree now. So hey, that's better for us as the consumer because it's cheaper. You know, they're looking at, used to be like $3, now we're talking about like $1. So that's good for us. And if this is the twilight of physical media, as people keep proclaiming, but I do not necessarily believe, eat it up, man. Just eat it up with a spoon, because this is a great time to be alive. This is a great time to be a physical media fan, when you can just walk into, listen, rental prices used to be $3 for 1 or 2 nights. You know, we're talking about ownership for $1. You can't beat that. Guys, thanks for hanging out, talking about our Dollar Tree haul, our Dollar Tree stash. What are you finding out there? What do you recommend out of the stack? What should go to the top of the stack? You know, just talk about what's going on with these movies. Guys, thanks so much. I appreciate you. Take care. And until next time, I will catch you later.